follow the rules as all of us are doing. Thank you.
The President
Speaker.
is following the rules. He is not a member of Parliament. That rule doesn't apply to him. Honorable members, Honorable President, please proceed.
Hello.
Point of order.
Hello, Reverend.
On a point of order,
Speaker.
out of order.
I hope the point is not about the same matter. Yes, let's hear. What are you rising on?
Order. Your ruling is out of order.
Okay.
President, when he's in Parliament, the rules of Parliament applies to him. Don't come with that kitchen approach of favoring other people and not favoring other people.
Let me explain.
You know very
Honorable
well that
Malema.
even if he's not a member of Parliament,
Honorable Malema.
the rules of Parliament apply to him when he's in Parliament.
Honorable Malema.
As you are encouraging all of us to do, ask him to put a Parliament background.
Honorable Malema, listen to me. You've made your point, and I've ruled on this matter. If you contest the ruling, please do what the rules say you must do. You can't contest it during the session. You must write to the Speaker and lay your complaint there. Please. We are proceeding. Mr. President, please proceed.
On a point of order. On a point of order, Deputy Speaker.
If it's, I hope it's not the same point. If it is, you are out of order in advance. I'm not taking any view on this matter. And I'm advised by the rules to do that.
Yesterday, it is you yesterday who said that
this matter
people must not use
can you
any
switch
other
off this
background.
mic, please?
And you know very well that the rules of the National
not using a background, Shivambo. You're not also using the background.
Honorable members, please. The President will proceed.
You allow the President to come.
You are not supposed to be talking, Honorable Malema. You are breaking the rules. Nobody recognized you.
A president must display a fireplace.
Honorable member, Honorable Malema, you are breaking the rules of the House. Stop talking, please. Stop talking. And honorable members, we have ruled on these matters. Members are not supposed to contest rulings of the House in the House.
We are going to put him in Baula, and there is nothing you can do.
Honorable member, okay, you think there's nothing I can do? You watch the space. You watch the space, Honorable Malema, and you have a responsibility to act.
How do you preside with threats?
No, Honorable member, it's not a threat. It's the requirements of the rules.
Today you must test your own medicine.
Honorable members,
Tell Ramaphosa to put the background.
switch off switch off the mics, please. Switch off the mics. Please switch off the mics.
Point of order.
Whose mics are switching off now?
Honorable members, I'm not taking any point of order anymore.
Well, whose mics are switching?
Honorable members, can you switch off those mics? I have,
Which mics?
You switch off. There is no point of order I'm going to accept now, because the matters you are raising are about matters that I've ruled upon, and you can't be contesting those in the House. Even on the assumption that I'm wrong, take it to the Speaker in writing as the rules advise you. You can't stop the proceedings of the House on the basis that your way is all our way. It can't be.
Must be consistent.
Honorable President, please proceed.
One of the opportunities that this moment heralds is that we've got to focus on areas that we've often spoken about but have not really followed through. Like, for instance, strengthening our industrial base through the reindustrialization process, making sure that there is localization, that we manufacture goods in our country, and ensure that the manufacturing base is once more strengthened. We've seen how, for instance, as we've been scouring around the world trying to get masks and PPEs, that this can give us a great opportunity to have our own masks made here, our own PPEs made here. But this is an opportunity that many who are in the manufacturing base are beginning to take up. So this post-COVID moment we should utilize to make more South African goods, make sure that we localize, make sure we strengthen our industrial base, and through all this, we will then be able to focus on a number of areas that are going to support the livelihoods of our people, provide better services, and the opportunities post-COVID are quite plentiful. And so therefore, that is why I say there is in the end a silver lining below this cloud, and our third phase, which was going to deal with the economic recovery going forward, must make sure that we build an inclusive economy, an economy that is going to create jobs, an economy that is going to ensure that young people are brought in, they use their capability, their knowledge, and we push the agenda of the fourth industrial revolution, that women in our country get great opportunities and are supported. And we bring in the private sector to invest more and more in the economy as we strengthen our state-owned enterprises as well. So going forward, we see great opportunities, and we believe that this is a moment when we need to move our economy forward. We will go through a slump because COVID-19 still has to have its effect, and we need to see how that effect is going to work out, but we are going to go on with the rebuilding process as we move forward. Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. President. Honorable Hlengwa, it's your turn. Honorable members, you are screaming as if the House is not proceeding. Can you please take it easy?
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Mr. President, obviously the situation before us is very dire if you consider the fact that some research gives projections that Africa will lose about 20 million jobs because of this virus. But also on the flip side of it, Mr. President, you speak about millions and billions of rands which will be injected to the many programs to reset and restart the economy. Be ignorant to the fact that chief amongst the biggest threats to the money that will be made available is corruption. You look at the Beitbridge border post, for example, 37 million rands for 40 kilometers. You look at how the social development grants and food parcels have been abused now. The question then, Mr. President, becomes, what is it that, or what conversations and decisions are you taking at an executive level, whilst Parliament will be, of course, having its own processes, to actually deal with this scourge of corruption, which is, of course, taking advantage of the crisis that we are in, particularly given the loopholes.
Thank you, Honorable Hlengwa. You have overstepped your time. Sorry, your time is
on this very difficult matter.
Honorable Hlengwa, please, in future, try and time yourself better. Put your questions up front so that when I cut you as I will, when you go over time, you've asked your question.
Noted, Deputy Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable President.
Honorable Deputy Speaker and honorable members, of course, corruption is and remains a major challenge to our country. We need to be dealing with corruption effectively. And even as we announce this 500 billion economic relief and social relief, I took time to speak to the Auditor General and said, Auditor General, we need to put in place proactive mechanisms so that we do not come after the effect. We need to put in place mechanisms that are going to raise the alarm at an early stage. And the Auditor General had already taken it upon himself to get his office to come up with a number of protocols, a number of rules, which I think he is working through, because we do need to ensure that before those who have a corrupt intention are stopped in their tracks, before they loot money that is meant for the poor people in our country. Of course, we've also been disturbed by news and reports that things such as food parcels have been redirected in ways that did not look as good as what we had intended. And as they have happened, we're glad that the media raised the alarm. We're glad that various structures, including political parties in Parliament here, did raise the alarm. And I'm sure that that has now quietened down quite a bit. But Honorable Hlengwa, we are concerned as you are, and we want to ensure that the money that has been set aside for the COVID relief at a social level and at an economic level is properly used, and it is used for what it is intended for. And quite a bit of that money obviously is going to be utilized for social grants, which Department of Social Development is dealing with. I was pleased when I heard their report about the distribution of the 350 Rand to a number of people who were not in their system, and that is proceeding, and well more than 1 million has already been distributed, and this week alone they are going to be distributing a further 1 million, and that process that they've set in place is such that the money should end up going to those people that it was intended for. The money that should go as additional grants to the beneficiaries of our grant system will end up going there. The money that will be set aside to assist small and medium enterprises will end up going there. So in the main, the bulk of the money is going to be channeled through the various platforms that we have, and what we need to be alert about is the other money that will be distributed in ways that will need to ensure that it does end up going to those beneficiaries. So we're going to ensure that the 500 billion Rand is distributed in a way where we minimize corruption as much as possible. We will keep a hawk's eye on how all that is going to happen, and we're glad to know that an institution like the Auditor General will also be joining in the act on a proactive basis rather than on a reactive basis. So we will try the best we can, and obviously with the assistance of the various structures in Parliament, we hope that we will minimize corruption as much as possible. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.